Hello friends, how are you doing today? My name is Mary and this is Happily Ever Esch. So today I would like to do a book haul. And I know I said in my winter book haul that I wasn't going to buy any books until my birthday, which is in April, but yada yada yada, insert excuses here. I have no self-control. There's a used bookstore right across the street from my work that sells cheap books, and that's why we're here. I bought more books and I want to share them with you. So yes, apparently telling the internet that I didn't plan on buying more books was not a deterrent, but oh well. You're here for the books, so let's just get into this haul. The first book that I purchased at this library bookstore was The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. I have been wanting to pick this up for a while and kind of just been keeping my eyes peeled. It did win the Man Booker in 2013, so you know there are copies floating around. And I got this huge tome in near perfect floppy condition for $1, so I don't think that you can beat that. But this is a historical fiction novel. It has been dubbed a literary page-turner. I think it says a clever ghost story, a gripping page-turner, and a reinvention of the love and power of the Zodiac. That just sounds like a blast in a glass, and I am ready to hopefully fall in love with this. I heard it kind of has like a very classical feel to the writing. I really enjoy classics, so hopefully I will enjoy this when I am in the mood for just a sweeping historical fiction. The next book I picked up is A Great Deliverance by Elizabeth George. Kate Howe highly recommends Elizabeth George as a wonderful mystery writer, and this is the start of her Inspector Lindley series. Some of those in the series are quite long, but this one isn't too bad, and it is the start of the Inspector Lindley series. It was published, I believe, first in the 80s. It is very well loved. I don't know a ton about that. I'm okay. It's a mystery. I'm ready to be surprised, and so yeah, I liked this naked hardcover in the pretty Kelly green color. So the next story that I picked up is Gulp by Mary Roach. Is that cover not the best? And like the teeth, they're raised, you can feel them. Anyway, I love this cover. Yellow spine, it's glorious. But Mary Roach wrote Stiff, which was kind of her exploration into cadavers and the human body and what happens to cadavers just in general in science, and this is her exploration into the alimentary canal. And so I'm so excited to read this. I've been really into nonfiction lately. I've read 4 nonfiction books so far in 2017, which I beat last year by 4. I've really been noticing since the further out of college that I get, the more I want to pick up nonfiction reads, so hopefully this will be a fun one. I don't read a lot of science, but this seems to be about food and eating and just that whole process, like it all. So I'm very excited to read this, and if I like it, I will definitely be picking Stiff up as well. Next book I picked was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I am just so excited to finally get to this. It is a very well-loved book, not only on BookTube, but just in general. I've never read anything by Daphne du Maurier. I'm ready to be swept away. I know this follows a woman who marries a very wealthy man, and she goes to live with him at Manderley, is the name of their estate, and kind of she's haunted by his deceased or ex-wife, I'm not sure. So I'm very ready to fall in love with Daphne du Maurier. I am very confident that I'm going to love her, and so yeah, Rebecca is a must. Next I have High Rising by Angela Thirkle. I love the Virago. That doesn't sound right. Virago. Anyway, the classics that they put out, the reprints of Angela Thirkle's novels. I very sillily bought like the 9th in this series, not knowing that it was a series. So I went ahead when I saw this, picked up a copy of the first one. This is High Rising. and they're modern classics. I know this one is set in the winter around Christmas time, so I won't be reading it anytime soon, but I saw it and I wanted it, and I want to love Angela Thirkle. She's another one that I am very confident that I will fall in love with. Next we have The Dubliners by James Joyce. This is a short story collection written all about people in Dublin. It's a classic. It is very well loved, and I am very excited to fall in love with James Joyce as well. As you can see, I am predicting that there's going to be lots of love for these authors. But I love short fiction. I've been reading a lot of more modern short fiction and short stories, so I'm really trying to kind of pick up some more classical work, and this is a very well-known and very well-loved short story collection. They are rooted in the rich detail of Dublin life, portraying ordinary, often defeated lives with unflinching realism. He writes of social decline, sexual desire and exploitation, corruption and personal failure, yet creates a brilliantly compelling, unique vision of the world and of the human experience. Yes, please. I also have another tome. I've been finding some tomes at the used bookstore, and that is The Passage by Justin Cronin. I saw this over at Zena's channel. She really spoke highly of the series. I think the third book had maybe just recently come out and she had read it, but anyway, I think this cover is lovely. I don't know a ton about it other than it is kind of an epic sweeping tale, a dystopian. It follows kind of the decline of civilization after there's some mess up in the government. There's an FBI agent, a young girl, things happen. I don't, like I said, know a lot about it. I just saw it at the library sale after hearing Zena talk so highly about it, and I was ready. And this is quite a chunker as well, but I really try not to be afraid of big books. When I read big books, I love them, and so I want to not be afraid because something is 800 pages long. Like, I don't want that to be a deterrent from reading it. So I am very excited to get to The Passage, and like, oh, the cover is so pretty. And then the last two I picked up for a quarter. And so, to be honest, I don't know if I will love them, but I am willing to take a risk for a quarter. So, I picked these two up. They're both, I believe, YA. The first being Stolen Songbird by Danielle Jensen. This follows a young girl who is kind of taken by this group of trolls underground. It follows, her name is Cecile, and she just wants to escape, but the trolls want to keep her to kind of help them. The trolls believe that Cecile will be able to save them in some way. So it's kind of, will they work together? Will she escape? We don't know, but it was a quarter, so if I don't like it, I will give it to someone else, and I'm okay with that. My last quarter pick was Sarafina by Rachel Hartman. This is a fantasy about dragons. That's all I know about it. There was also a quarter for this beautiful paperback that has like that beautiful library noise, and so I always love picking library books up when they have the plastic on them at used bookstores, because I love that noise. That it makes me feel nostalgic. I don't know, about going to the library and getting these books, and I love that noise. And it's got a little wizard guy on the spine, and we have a dragon fantasy that I paid a quarter for, so I am ready to like or not like it. The last two that I picked up at the sale were these two Pinguin Mysteries by George Simenon, who was a very prolific writer of mysteries, of these Maigret mysteries. And so, I don't know, they seem kind of like classical mysteries. They were written in the 30s and the 40s, kind of maybe a bit more noir. They're very short, and this one I believe is the third in the series, and this one is way down. But I've looked, and I don't think that you have to read them in order, so I don't plan on doing that. I think I'm going to pick this third one up, The Late Monsieur Galette, first, and then maybe if I enjoy that, go ahead and pick up Maigret. But yeah, I'm excited about these, and mostly just because I love when the Penguin does the modern classics of things. I think they're lovely. And also hopefully maybe a new mystery series that I will be interested in. It's my little book haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I would love to know if you found any great bargains in the last few months that you just couldn't resist. Maybe you have more willpower than I do. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to chat to you all in the comments, know any opinions about any of the books that I had or ones that you're interested in. I would love to know. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope to talk to you guys very soon. Bye. My shirt says "So in love with coffee." If it said "and books" down there, it would be the perfect shirt, but it doesn't.